we are talking about LOONA tonight. We are getting into the subunits tonight, and I think some of the title tracks, which is very cool.
Yeah. I can
So
give a quick rundown of the plan today.
yeah, let's go.
So basically, as a non-Luna expert, I did what I could figure out to be the best way to go about things today, which was doing 6 subunit songs, pretty much most of the music videos that I could find while they were under BlackBerry Creative.
Mm.
So it's 3 from Luna One Third, 2 of them from Odd Eye Circle, and just 1 by YY. And then after that, we will move on to the pre-debut and the debut, and then a couple B-sides and title tracks from
Ooh.
the whole Luna group. The B-sides I did sort of just pick on personal bias. We are going to circle around and catch up on some other B-sides later. So if there's anything I missed, anything you recommend, anything we have to hear, it's not left out for good. It's just left out for now. So definitely open to feedback, open to recommendations.
Yeah, come to our Discord. That's where we normally will leave those types of suggestions at. So if you have some B-sides you'd like us to recommend, just check the pinned
Um,
comment.
and we're stopping with the hashtag album today. So nothing
Ooh,
after that would be included today, regardless. Just a heads up.
very nice, very nice. All right, cool. I guess we have some questions here. Zoda says, "Is puzzle included?"
I'm not familiar with Puzzle, but it is not on today's playlist.
Mm, okay.
But if you give me info on it or recommend it, then we could include it next
Is
time
that a
probably.
loose symbol song? Or
I'm not sure.
nope. Luna Puzzle. Wait, where does this come from? Single by Cherry. Oh, like a B-side for Cherry?
Ooh, okay. Puzzle is a B-side. Okay, from their solo. All right, cool. Well, we will do. Like I said, we have a couple more streams, so we definitely have some stuff to catch up with as well. So, like I said, if you have things that you would like us to do, let us know, and we will make sure to see if we can do it. So, but all right, cool. Well, I guess we should get into the first one. Gotta get the screen pulled up here, but we have Luna One Third. We have Love and Live, which is the first one. So
And just to clarify for everybody, we are doing everything, all the music videos off of an archived document that was shared with me from Luna Archives on Twitter. So nothing is being streamed directly from the BlackBerry Luna channel. And then these videos will be edited out of the YouTube upload to, again, not give them copyright revenue. So yes, we are boycott friendly. We're trying to be as
yep.
boycott friendly as we can. I did hear that recently the boycott has been sort of like do what you want nullified, but we're going to stay as boycott friendly as possible. There are 2 or 3 videos on here that are not music videos that I could not find any archived videos for. So we are watching them on YouTube. But again, they won't be uploaded in the re-uploads, so it will not again contribute to the revenue for BlackBerry. That is the plan.
This is Love and Live by Luna. If you're hanging out with us tonight, get those knees up. Yeah, chat. Get those knees up. Do it up. No, this was great. I feel like to me, and maybe chat can correct me if I'm wrong. Was this like musically? It kind of reminds me or has a similar sort of like melodic quality to that of G Friend. So I don't know if G Friend and Luna were in the same sort of like time period or not, but I could notice that there's like a little bit of similarities in that. I'm not saying exactly, obviously, because I feel like they all have their unique like sound, but I kind of like the inclusion of like a lot of orchestral arrangements. I feel like this song has a really great vibe with that, but then adding in like these kind of like fun like 80s synth pop sort of sounds that I think mesh really well together. So I definitely enjoyed that a lot. I think vocally they have some really great like melodies, more specifically in the chorus. I feel like the chorus is like chef's kiss. I love the chorus. But yeah, overall, I thought this was a really solid song. I like how they, um, I liked probably my favorite part of the song was like that last chorus where they kind of switched up some rhythms and like changed up the beat a little bit. I thought that made the song like just a little bit more fun, a little bit more lighthearted. Um, but I think it was kind of a good precursor to what I heard in part one a week ago with like their solo material. It's cool to see them all combined together and here, especially more specifically in this section here. Um, but yeah, I like this one a lot. I think this was a good one to start off with. So definitely enjoyed it a lot. A lot of Christian horse girl vibes in this one for sure.
No, I like when he said Christian moon girl music.
Christian moon girl.
There
Because
you go.
it definitely gave me like a bit of nostalgia that kind of like Sailor Moon gives me of
Oh,
being
okay, yeah.
a preteen to teenager, seeing music shows playing in either my friend's house or my family's house that had Korean TV. Yeah.
Fair enough.
Like I could have heard it on a music show in the day before I was actually paying attention to K-pop. Yeah.
Your introduction.
I thought this was a solid classic girl group track. It did, like I said, it gave me a little bit of nostalgia, sounded pretty old school, but I think the vibes were they were accurate to what they were trying to portray. It seems some people said One Third's concept was like sentimental girls from Earth or something like that, which definitely checks out. They seem like very, except for Vivi, I guess, the android seemed they seemed like very real girls that were just dealing with real girl school problems and not dealing with Chew yet. We're still trying to figure out the Looniverse. I think I've got my little cheat sheet of color assignments
Yeah.
and animal assignments.
Yeah, Therese is doing her own Luna lore.
Lunar board, yeah.
I'm the solo conspiracist in this
Yeah.
in this effort. But I didn't really see a ton of references to the individual members and their like character assignments. I think it was just a really good. Someone said this was Vivi's debut, where like we first see Vivi before we
Yeah.
hear her solo work. So that was pretty exciting. I think it was cute that she kind of ended up being the main character. And yeah, I'm curious to see more from this unit so I can kind of put it all together.
You do.
Yeah,
I
I'm
love
kind of with that.
Esma's lore, so
Oh God.
Oh God.
I am the right person for the job, guys.
You are, Therese.
You are the most lore versed out of the three of us,
Yes,
so that is
for
fair.
sure.
Yeah.
You've got it.
When did they start dying? No.
I don't really have, I think, too much to add to what you guys said about the song. It is very lighthearted, like it's just a light classic girl group kind of from that era, sort of a timepiece. You know what I mean? You can't be mad about it, but I can't imagine it's everybody's favorite song. But I also can't imagine people are skipping
Turned
it all
off
the
by
time or hating it.
Yeah.
I did really like in the chorus there was one instrumental part where the beat kind of skips a little bit, like adds a couple extra drums in, like adds an extra kick, and it kind of like it's not a tempo change, but it like almost fakes you out to thinking there is a tempo change.
Correct. That's like the third
or it
chorus.
goes into double time. Yeah.
Yeah.
I thought that was really cool. That definitely helps break things up a little bit and helps, I think, add a little bit of character to the song, where it otherwise might, for some people, be like a little one note or a little not boring, but not really doing anything too crazy. I imagine if you're super like lore focused or you're lore heavy or you're trying to figure out the Looniverse, I assume a lot of these music videos are giving more value than some of the songs.
Sure, I'd imagine.
I don't know if that's a fair assumption or not, but I'd want to assume that for some people, like the songs are good, but like the music videos are where you're picking out tons of references and tons of little like pieces of lore and figuring out how to tie things together. So I think not having that experience or that desire to figure out the lore, I don't know if that takes away from the song, but I don't know if it adds what I'm sure it adds to a lot of lore aficionados.
Okay, I know what you're talking
Um,
about. Yeah.
but overall, I thought it was a good song. I am definitely excited to see what One Third does with their other songs because, like I said, I'm pretty familiar with the Luna title tracks and some B sides, but as far as like the solo member stuff and the subunit stuff, I'm pretty unfamiliar.
Mm,
So a lot of a lot of these subunit things are going to be very new to me.
yeah.
I'm with Angelo. There was definitely oversaturation of this style, and I was not into the Christian horse girl music. I was not a horse girl, but I was raised Christian. um, and then I saw another comment that said, I can't find it. Sorry.
Oh dang.
I saw a comment. I'm trying to scroll. Hang on. Somebody asked if there was one more music video, Rain 51 Decibel, I think, from them.
Mm.
I did see that, and I did originally have it in the doc. The only reason I took it out was because it would have given 1/3 4 songs
Oh,
compared to like the
The
other
2-1.
subunits that have 2 and 1. So
Mm.
that's
it
fair.
felt like
Yeah.
it was just a little too unbalanced. So that is something we could circle back to for sure.
I found my
Yeah.
comment. Androids is a normal school problem, says Leo. Yeah, everyone tell us about your local school Android. All right, next song.
Android 15. All right, cool. Well, the next one is going to be Luna, 1/3, of course, and is You and Me Together. This was You and Me Together from Luna 1/3. If you're hanging out with us tonight, very nice. Tiny envy, etc.
I need to hear the full version
Yeah, same.
because I
Yeah.
really like it. It's very fun. It's just like a good funky synth pop song. The bass was really good in the beginning. There was some really fun there was, I think, at the end of like the chorus, there was a really surprising chord change.
Yeah.
It was like a diminished chord at like the end of the chorus, I think, that I was not expecting. That was really cool. I thought the in the beginning there was these really cool, echoey, like fleeting arpeggiated synths.
Oh, I
Oh
love
yeah.
those.
Yep.
They were really, really cool and like spatial, and I like felt the depth in my headphones. That was really cool. Uh, yeah, I guess we didn't really get a full song, so I mean, those are the things I liked about it.
I thought the panning in the song was really cool. I think like the way that they use like basically like the spatial awareness within the song. I think they made it really work within like in terms of like if you're listening to this on your headphones. I feel like you're probably going to be able to get more of that nuance where if you're blasting this in your car, you're probably not going to be able to get as much, but still I feel like this is also a song that I would probably be listening to if it's like a nice summer day out like now and like playing this would be a vibe for sure. um yeah, I feel like to me this one is one that I would love to hear more of. I'm sure there's more of this song, or maybe it is only like under 2 minutes roughly. But yeah, I thought this was very fun. The vocals on this were really sick as well too. So, continuing on with like the great vocal trends. So yeah, this was awesome. Definitely would like to listen to this one some more. Therese, your thoughts?
I like how it got a little jazzy with it, especially
Mm.
with the bass and the piano. Total vibe. And I like how I like the what Alex so expertly called the arpeggiated synths. I was going to call, I like the dooba dooba doos.
Ah, yes.
Dooba-dooba-doos.
Tomato, tomato.
Yeah, exactly.
Like I know what an arpeggio is, but I'm not using words today because I was in DC this morning.
You
It's
were.
Monday. Who needs
Yeah, it's
words? It's
Monday too.
Monday.
Yeah,
Just another manic Monday, you know. Very cool. Sorry, that was a terrible joke. Um,
it was fun though.
it was fun. Yeah. Uh, all right, cool. Well, we're gonna keep it moving here. Brain, brain, no need to work here. You're right.
I'm with my fam.
Kaylee knows. Work, brain, no work sometimes. All right, cool. Well, we're gonna move on to the next Luna 1/3 song, and this is Sonatine. Is that
I think it's pronounced sonatine.
Sonatine? Okay.
I could be wrong.
It kind of sounds like a gum.
Yeah, this it does sound like a gum.
Reminds me of
Sonatine.
Ovaltine.
Ooh, let's go. Very nice.
Sonatine.
Sonatine.
Right.
Sonatine. Let me know, chat.
Anyway.
Anyway, yeah.
It's definitely sonatine because it's basically the word for a short sonata.
Ah.
Ah.
Sonatine. Right. I have one Italian friend that I just ask every time. I'm like, is it like this? And I do the hand, and she's like, yes, yes, you have to do the hand.
Oh god.
The genre here is listed as classical crossover and nuevo tango.
Oh,
Ooh.
good
The tango.
classification.
Yeah, the
That
tango
is
is great.
so interesting.
Sometimes I see like K-pop press releases where they say this is like funk pop, and I'm like, it's definitely not giving me any of those, but that's great. If that was the intention, that's great. But that seems on point. I guess I'll start because I love this. This is my favorite track of the unit so far. I also realized, because I was like, we're focusing on 4 girls, right? But I remember there being 5, and it's Yeojin that was the slash in 1/3, which I guess isn't in these YouTube videos, or if she is, I don't know the faces that well yet. I was going through the Yeojin was lost in the forest. Okay, interesting. Anyway, I did put in my personal notes little instruments that I assigned to each member based on their solo track, and I like how a lot of these, like, I don't know if it was particularly when the member was singing, but they used a lot of the same instruments in this track and previous tracks as well. So there was a lot of piano, which I attributed to Hyunjin, and a lot of theremin, which I attributed to VB.
Yeah.
We also got plenty of like strings, which were mostly used with Hasul. Hasul, I think, was what we
it's
found out.
Hasul.
Yeah. And then I think Yeojin I put trumpet, and Heejin I put bari sax, but we didn't hear all of You and Me Together, so I'm gonna hope those were in that one because it was the most jazzy. Or in the other song that we won't be getting to today, which I will probably check out on my own. But I really like that they're bringing in the same instrumental elements that were in the solo pieces into this subunit, because it makes not only like the storyline or their lore more cohesive, it helps me associate audially rather than just watching the videos, the group with the members. So kudos to them.
I agree. I guess I'll talk. I enjoyed this one a lot. I think this is probably my favorite of the 1/3. Just because I think it has like such a great movement to it. Like there's just something like very effortless, and like that's what I've noticed about like a lot of the 1/3 tracks is like the song kind of feel like they have a good like ebb and flow to them, and this one had like a lot of great like orchestral movement to it that I really appreciate. But I think also to complement that is just like the incredible ways that the vocals are stacked out in this song and how layered the song is. And I feel like upon first listen, it's like you can definitely obviously pick out a lot of like string elements, and like there's like a little bit of theremin that you can hear in like more towards the back of the mix and stuff. But I think that the more that I'll listen to this song, the more things I'll appreciate and find new details out about. So I think to me that's what I'm very stoked about, is to re-listen to some of these songs and really kind of pick out some more things in regards to their musicality. But I think they really do tug on those like I feel like this song definitely has like an emotional sort of tug, even though I know that probably has nothing to do with it, or maybe it does. But I kind of love the way that they voice this song out. And there's this one section in the song specifically. I think it's in the chorus. There's one. I think they keep swapping between who does this sort of particular note, and I know Alex pointed it out on the last song, but there's like a specific note that one of the members hits, and it makes the chord or like the phrasing of the song a little dissonant, but like then the way the transition out of it hits like a major chord, and I think that like unsettled nature of the dissonance really works well in giving you that sort of emotional connection to this song. So I think there is this level of like major or minor play that I really appreciate about the song that I feel like is subtly there, but if you're able to kind of pick out a little bit more of like the way that the strings are arranged or the way that the musicality is arranged, you'll be able to have like I feel like maybe more of a deeper connection to this song where again it not only shows off the vocals, but it gives you that like as Angela says, it gives you that added bit of dissonance to give you that sort of tension release that you would need in this song. So yeah, this is wonderful, beautifully crafted. I don't know who did the production on this, but they definitely deserve award.
That is what I've been looking at over here. It is a quite the production credit list. It looks like it mainly goes on the arrangement to Sweech and Mengi,
Oh,
who
okay.
have some interesting credits on their own. It looks like Sweech has worked on some 2 a.m. stuff and a Kara song and I think one other Luna project. But they also have all the instrumentalists for the strings, piano,
Oh,
keyboard, synthesizer, all that kind of stuff listed as well. It's a
wow.
very
Wow.
long credits list. But it's really impressive. I think this is a really fun. I mean, I guess it's a sonata, but a really engaging composition.
Yeah.
Whereas, like sometimes with songs that are more orchestral or more focused on piano, strings, all that kind of stuff, sometimes they lose me a little bit just because I don't feel like I'm fully engaged or I'm like interested in the movement of the music or like where it's going. And this song does a really good job of keeping things really fresh, where it's like adding new instruments and it's doing things like you mentioned with dissonance, where it's completely like shifting how the song feels like it's moving at times. I thought it was really fun. I was gonna my only comment, I was gonna try to get under Teresa's skin and just say it sounded like a Disney song to me. Uh, but I bailed and figured
I
I'd
know it's
actually talk
not.
about
I
it.
know it's not genuine now.
We
Also,
got
I
there a
would
little
love to
shade.
know what Disney song.
Yeah, Alex, what Disney song? All of them. Yes.
Are we in
The
Brave?
Lion
Are
the
we in
Lion King.
Tangled? The Lion? Elton John?
Yep.
Damn.
Oh, Cheetah Girls. You full got it. Cheetah Girls, the peak of Christian horse girl music.
Oh my
I'm dying.
god. This is
Y'all
great.
are funny.
Yeah.
Y'all are so funny.
We got a bunch of comedians in the chat tonight. No, okay. This is great. We love it. All right, cool. Well, we're gonna be moving along here. It looks like Luna's Odd Eye Circle, and this is Girlfriend, which is the song we'll
Oh,
be
let's
doing.
go.
So, also, I gotta give a shout out to Angelo. Can You Feel the Love Tonight is my favorite one third song. Let's go. But very nice. Let's get into Odd Eye Circle, Girlfriend. Very nice. All right. That was Odd Eye Circle. And it was Girlfriend was the first song we're listening to. So very
Man,
nice.
what a song.
What
So
a banger.
I have heard this one before. I saw people talking about it in chat. This is like a a starter song. I feel like for Luna, like even if you don't know the subunits and stuff, I feel like most people know this
Know that
one.
song. Yeah.
Very good. I think what's really fun as like somebody who like for fun, like works on music production and like some of the stuff that I do on my end of like music production and like messing around with DAWs and stuff is trying to replicate sort of what this song does in like really really interesting chord progressions and like their use of like not only like how the like where the chords progress but how they progress and like their use of like stutter on the chords and like when you're not expecting certain changes they deviate they like deviate from your expectations really well.
Mm-hmm.
And I think like one of the things that really keeps my brain like the gears in my brain moving is that the song is constantly like the top line or the melody is constantly going a different note than in my head where it should be going if I was making the music. Like
Oh, okay.
if I put
Yeah.
myself in like a production mindset and
Mhm.
haven't heard it before, I'm expecting it to go one way because of how the chords are structured and because of how the song is structured, and then it does something different, but it works really well and it just makes it sound jarring, but like for some reason satisfying and really really good. Um, I love the use of that sample. I'm not exactly sure what it is, like that low like vocal sample. I love the they use it for like a slowed down kind of like halftime trap beat
Yeah.
sample, like you would have that kind of sample as a trap beat. But then they also bring it back in that last chorus, and it fits in really well, and it kind of ties everything together at the end. Um, it was really fun. This is one of my definitely on the higher end of like my Luna verse songs. So
Hmm.
it is a good one.
Therese, you want to go next?
Sure, I've also heard this song. I think it's just as crunchy as when I first heard it. There's lots of beats going on. It's a lot of fun. I'm kind of with Alex on the chord progression. I think that's what makes it a lot more interesting is that my favorite thing is not knowing where something's going or thinking where I know something's going and then it goes somewhere different. But this is also one of those songs that while it's playing, like it's kind of on loop. So I'm hearing what I remember hearing 2 seconds ago at the same time that I'm hearing something new, and it's creating this kind of like round in my head where like everything's playing at different times but at the same time, and it makes
Uh,
it very satisfying. um, but yeah, I also really liked people had pointed out the member colors for each of the members in this group, which were you could see them in the little dance segment where they each had a colored kind of like leotard, and
mm,
I was able to point out which members were which because of that. So Kim Lip was red, Jinsel was blue, Cherry was purple, and
ah,
they also had the same color like odd eye that they would show kind of like shining. Um, yeah, it was really cool. I liked seeing that come together. And similarly to the previous subunit, they also used a lot of the same instruments that I heard in their solo tracks. Although I
mm,
feel like their solo tracks were a lot more, I don't know, they were a lot more like synth pop heavy, or like they were a lot more retro than this song is.
sure,
But it
sure,
was
sure.
using the same sort of instruments. I think for Kim Lip, I said synths, which was not enough when we heard more of the Luna solo tracks. I
Yeah.
should have specified what kind of synths. But Jinsol, I said drums, and Cherry, I said bouncy synth.
Wow.
Not realizing that they were going to be a lot of other synths that we were hearing in the same group. Um, but I still really liked it. It was a lot of fun. It's still a lot of fun to hear.
That's
Oh,
fair.
Kim Lip and Jinsel have the same eye, but Cherry has the opposite eye.
Mm.
Interesting. Cherry was kind of like the center of this group, right?
Let's
Purple,
not chat.
purple in the middle. That's what I saw.
I think for me, I have not listened to this song before, but I thought this was great. Alex may only get this reference, but the melody sample, like in terms of like that main like melody, it reminds me of Polyphia's Goose. If anybody's
Oh yeah, just
like that,
because it's that that
yeah,
yeah
that like do like all that like
Doop, doop, doop,
shiv
doop, doop,
the way that it's,
doop,
I would highly recommend people go to listen to that song. It's a great song, by the way. But I think
yeah
that, but I would also say like in terms of melody and sound, I was like, oh wow, this sounds really familiar, even though I've never heard the song before. Um, so I definitely kind of did a little bit of mental math listening to this song. But I think that the cool part about the song, and I know that both Therese and Alex pointed it out, was that like cool like 808 sub that they had switch up with like the vocal, like that like detuned vocals. I'm pretty sure they just, I would imagine they just pitched someone's vocals down, or they got like a, whoever's doing the production, maybe they just pitched his vocals down, maybe potentially.
yeah
Um, but I think that one adds a nice little bit of contrast to the song, where you have this sort of light, like infectious sort of energy of like that main melody, plus obviously the ladies' vocals. But then on top of that, I also appreciate that that song kind of gives you that sort of stopping point in the song where you feel like, okay, great, let me add like that different elementation to it, and then kind of give you this really like bubblegummy sort of poppy sort of chorus towards the obviously middle of the song. Um, but I thought this was very nice. I also appreciated there was like a little bit of a rap section, I believe, in the second verse. I thought that was really nice. Obviously, I don't know if it's like, I don't know if they are the rappers of the group or not, um but I thought that was a cool kind of juxtaposition to that. Um but yeah, overall I thought this was a very fun track. I enjoyed this one a lot. I can understand why this would be amongst a lot of people's favorites to listen to. But yeah, I thought this one was very sick and I enjoyed it a lot. Angela says,
Angelo
oh, gonna say,
commented on the sample being from a Future Bass
mm,
song, and which led me to do a little googling, and it turns out it is a sample from a Future Bass sample pack, which is like
hmm,
what a producer would
Oh,
would
use.
use, yeah.
Um, Interesting. So I guess there's
which
nothing really.
Jinsol did the future bass song for her solo.
Jinsol did the Future
Yeah.
Bass song. Yep,
So they got use out of that pack.
they did.
Love
They
it.
should they should give it a shout out every time they use it. They're just like, here's the Future Bass track we've sampled. No, that was cool. And then a few people, MLQ and Nigel's Place, both said that they think Bolivia is cool. So very nice. Love to see it. Very talented. Um, all right. Well, we're gonna get into the next one we have here on the list for another Odd Eye Circle track, and this one is "Sweet Crazy Love."
To pick apart, I'm sure, for lore here, because I noticed several things and I'm not even paying attention to the lore. I saw like
Nice.
the
They made it
neon
nice and
lunatic
easy.
sign. I heard the cherry motion reference.
Yeah.
There's a lot going on here. But what I like about this, and what I think I really am enjoying about Odd Eye Circle so far, is both of these songs make really good use of fun chord structures and fun,
Oh.
like, I guess similar to what I've said before, is like the way they structure chord progressions is just really fun. And again, the way that they play with like the use of like release and like stuttering in the instrumental with like the percussion, I think adds a lot of like, it just adds a lot to the song. I don't know what else to really say about it. Um, it's nice. I also really enjoyed the use of strings in this one, along
Oh
with
yeah.
the rest of the instrumental. Thought it was fun. I don't know if it necessarily has any like ties to anything to the members, or similarly to like the 1/3 stuff. It was definitely more of an amalgamation of their music from solo artists. But this one, I just thought the strings were a very nice accompaniment, and to like a less aggressive instrumental than the previous one, but still had its character of having interesting melodies and interesting chord progressions and stuff. It's fun. I'm sold on the Odd Eye Circle stuff. right now. Youthful says it's new disco.
Okay. Thanks, Youthful. I guess I'll go next. I thought this one was fantastic. I've kind of like again, as Youthful mentioned, the new disco sort of sound of this track. As well as that, I thought the way they more specifically in that final chorus was so cool. Like the way that they like almost staccato the type of like string section. Like I just thought it was really well like you could tell there was like a lot of focus on like movement in the track, and it just kind of takes you out of it for a second and then brings you back in like the moment like obviously those string parts kick in. So I definitely appreciate that a lot. I think as a song like this that I don't feel like would get overplayed, but I think it just kind of keeps it more intriguing. And every time you go back and listen to it, it's like, okay, well, you're in that groove and you're thinking about it. And then it kind of takes you out and pulls you back in. It's just like a good way to kind of like keep your attention a little bit more. I also got to say vocally, this one I felt like was the most strong. I loved a lot of the vocal like ad libs in this song. I think the usage of like great harmonies. I think they had some great like melody choices as well. I think really what really like propped this song up a little bit more for me. But yeah, overall, I thought this was another really well put together music video. I think again, if you like lore, then there's plenty of lore elements in here. And I like there was definitely some parts in previous music videos that we watched that I was able to kind of pick up on as well. But overall, I thought it was very impressive how they were like able to do that, all that sort of like different like modal changes and like rhythm changes in a song that I think is like well, it was like around 3.5 minutes or something like that. I'm not entirely sure what the runtime on it was, but um, it doesn't feel as long as you feel like it should be, I guess, if that makes sense. Like I definitely feel like I could get like another bar of it and I'd be like so cool with it. But I'd also feel like where it's at is like a good spot too, because then you just get to repeat it and it has a lot of repeat value. So, yeah, this was great. Probably up there for top 5 that we've listened to tonight. I really enjoyed this one a lot.
Nice. All right, Therese, tell us about it.
I'll tell you all about it, but
Tell
first
us
I'll
all.
talk about the music, because I feel like Odd Eye Circle has always been my favorite unit in Luna, and now I feel like I know what made it that. Um, because as I'm listening to this, I was reminiscent of Flash dress-up games, like early 2000s, and you guys wouldn't understand this because you're
Sarah might though.
dudes, right?
We
But
are
the
dudes.
early
I get it. Nope,
2000s,
I get it.
the early 2000s dress-up games, similar to like uh, the Barbie fashion show. I also have, if anyone calls me out as like, oh, not a real gamer, I have Designer World.
Oh my god, my sister had
the
that too.
official
Shit.
console. Official gamer girl over here. No,
Real gamer.
stuff like that. Stuff like that. If you don't know what it is,
You're gonna plug
go
it
look
into
up
your
some
CRT
emulators.
TV.
It's so much fun. Yeah. Honestly, like I don't even know if I can plug this into my TV currently.
You probably couldn't, no, unless you have color cables on the
I
back
think
of your
I
TV.
could. I think I might.
Okay, do it up,
Or I'll
Therese.
find. I'll
Make
dig
sure
up
to
my
stream
old.
it.
Yeah, my old TV to try and play it. Anyway, that's kind of what those rhythmic chords reminded me of. The da 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 da.
That's
It's
fair.
so
Okay.
I love it. But I also really love the vocals in this one. It's a super chill song. I loved there was like at the beginning run of Silent Flow, and I was like, ooh, that sounded so good. But lore wise, I'm gonna say I knew going into this that colors were important in Lunaverse, so I've been paying a lot of attention to the colors. They're mostly coordinated to the members themselves, but in this one, most of the video was in black and white, and that piqued my interest. I'm like, why is it in black and white? And then you're getting a lot of close-ups of their eyes, and you can tell like especially in K-pop videos when people are wearing contacts, because you can see the actual color dots around their iris, and you can see them take out their contacts, so it's in black and white because they took out their odd eye. And even Jinsol, who had the eye patch on in the subway, like it was all as if they were rejecting the odd eye or the contacts that were showing them a prettier version of the world that they were in. And then when they took the contacts out, they saw the world for what it was. Right? And then they put the contacts back in, and all of a sudden it's in color.
You could say Therese opened her third eye.
I opened my odd eye. I don't have my contacts on right now, but I know the process.
Damn. Therese actually cooking.
Therese cooking tonight. Wow. We love to see it.
So I love it. I love seeing stuff like that when it's not explicitly, like, it's not a storyline that you have to pay attention to, but it does correlate a lot with the visuals.
There we go. Very nice.
Cool.
What is what is your color?
Oh, our colors? I think we assigned them in the last video. Do you guys remember what yours were?
God, I don't fuck.
Yeah, yellow.
Yellow. I said green.
I'm pretty sure I said maroon. If I'm wrong, let me know.
Ah.
Very cool.
We would not be a pretty combination.
Not a very pretty
No.
combination. No.
Someone's got to change.
Oh, would you like me to change Therese? I'll change. Okay.
Someone's got to change.
Okay. So you got to the Rasta flag easy. I mean, hey, whatever floats your boat. Gaelic just says, I just remember Alex's instrument was the slot machine.
Yeah, my color is yellow and my instrument is a slot machine.
Yes.
Yeah.
Understood.
Oh my God, that was great.
Unrelated, but I remember reading somewhere, and it might be bullshit, but someone said that your favorite color actually correlates to a vibe that you hope to emanate. So it's
that would
not
make
always
sense.
It's kind of like more of how you see yourself than how other people see you.
Alex is trying to emanate to be a minion, so I feel like that's
A minion.
on brand.
Alex is trying to be a minion. Yeah.
Yeah.
On brand.
A lot of times I think he's like almost there.
I gotta be getting close.
Once he starts using
gotta be close.
Once he starts using like his words, and he just starts making like, he just starts making noises that the minions start making, then it'll be the end for us, guys. We're sorry.
We'll know.
All right, well,
Bananas in the chat.
all right, well, this is YY by Y, and this is Love Forever featuring Grimes, which is very interesting.
Woo!
Let's go.
I was Gohan the one in the green skirt. Why did they ditch her and run off to the forest unless they aren't real? Are they just figments of her imagination, or are they all Gohan? That's my question. Okay. I got the color right at least, but I remember the colors that were assigned to them weren't completely followed with those skirts here, because one of them was like beige, and there wasn't really a beige or silver gray. It wasn't really a silver gray skirt. Olivia left. They left Hiju behind.
Interesting.
I'm confused.
It looks like Ga says they left Olivia behind because she could not accept her fruit, eating her fruit to escape Eden.
And eating the fruit meant going against the finishing school teacher, right? Or like sneaking out. She didn't want to sneak out because she's a good girl.
All right.
So Youthful said she murdered the other 3.
Oh God.
And hid them in the forest?
Oh God.
Honestly, wouldn't be the craziest thing in K-pop lore.
That's true. Yeah. Also factual.
All right. I love this song. I've heard it before. I feel like it's another one of those, like, if you know Luna, you know this song kind of songs. I guess want to clarify / double check with everyone. So Grimes doesn't actually she's not featured in this in the sense of production or anything. It's literally just her voice in the beginning, as far as I know, correct? It's not actually like produced by or worked on by Grimes. It is just her voice in the beginning. So not to get people confused because it's a Jaden Jung. Well, Jaden Jung only worked on the lyrics. The composition and arrangement are actually by, I guess, a team called Bad, notably a person called Billie Jean.
Billie
Which
Jean
is
is not
a
my
Not my
lover.
mom.
yeah,
Or
which is an
yeah, I was gonna say.
interesting producer name. And notably, another producer on this one is E-Tribe, who is a producer for Girls' Generation's G. So that makes a lot of sense. When you like think of how like this song is super super bubbly, right? It's
Oh,
like
100%.
so
Yeah.
energetically bubbly and high energy. And then you think like, oh, well, it's produced by the guy who did G by Girls' Generation. Okay, that makes
That's fair.
sense, right?
Yeah.
That clicks. I think the song is super fun. It's very like I don't know, kind of can't stop bopping my head to it. I might be partial because both of my Luna biases are in this subunit as well.
Fair.
But I don't know. Overall, I just think it's a interesting production. I really like that they have that one section where they just throw in a ton of random samples like dubstep sounds and
Yeah.
like all these circa 2012 like EDM beginners production sample pack samples.
They love their sample packs.
They do love their sample packs. I don't really have much else to say. I was like sort of trying to follow along with lore. I didn't understand anything. But great song. I wish there was more from YY by Y.
Yeah. Ufo says on Twitter, Grimes revealed that the collaboration was a trade, suggesting that in the future she may produce a track with Luna's vocals.
Ooh.
That would be very interesting.
Have like how in the future has that
Yeah.
happened yet? Because this was a while ago.
This was a while ago. Yeah. Um. For this song, I don't really feel like I got a lot to ask. I guess in terms of like production, I feel like to me it was like pretty straightforward. It's got that like bubblegummy sort of feel to it, of course. I liked how I know how abrasive usually is in a negative context, but I appreciate how kind of like I appreciate how like abrasive the sound of this song is. Like I think it almost feels like kind of like a little bit more of a driving force in the track where it's like, okay, like we have these really great vocals. We're going to try to like obviously give you a lot of great melodies, but like the backing like instrumentation is like we're equally as punchy and we can like obviously kind of interchange between those sorts of things. So I think that was what was very interesting about the YY by Y era, and I'm sure I will probably get more in future like chaos streams. So feel free to recommend some B-sides from these sub units. Um but I thought it was very interesting the way that like the way that this one was produced and how I guess like each subunit how they all have their very distinct sort of like sound and like as well as like appearance in terms of like not only I think in the music video fashion of it, but also I think musically, like as Therese has been mentioning, the way that they've kind of incorporated different elements from each of their solo releases. I feel like that's very impressive, and um, for the groups that we've covered before, I don't feel like there has been as much attenuation to detail that I feel like Luna has, which is no discredit to any of the other groups that we've covered because obviously I love talking about them. But I appreciate the fact that from I guess more so like a musician standpoint, the like level of like we want to keep everybody on the same page, and no matter if you came in from like Luna like full group or you've been there since like solo debut and all that sort of stuff, like I feel like it's it's almost inherently good that if you start from the solo material and you work your way obviously to Luna stuff, you're gonna have much more of an appreciation for the musicality and the way that they go about things than I feel like you would have if you just listen to like an Odd Eye Circle song or you listen to a YY by Y track. You may not have that same sort of appreciation as if you've gone through like the entire art piece. So I really appreciate that, and I'm sure it'll show its light in the Luna early stuff. So very cool. It almost feels like those. It feels like I always joke about this sometimes, but it feels like if you're watching a TV show and you skip a couple episodes and you're like, wait, what happened here? And you're missing all this extra context that you would definitely need. I think that if you skip out on the solo material, you might not get that full like looking glass of like, okay, cool, now I get it. It makes sense. They're using these similar music motifs in the subunit stuff. Now I'm thinking, okay, well, maybe will this sort of stuff transfer into full Luna as a group, and how are they gonna manage that? So, I do feel like, as Zoda puts in chat, it adds to the experience. So, definitely agree with that. But yeah, overall, I thought this was a very fun track. We'll have to check out more YY by Y in future streams. Therese, your thoughts?
Yeah, I was gonna say this is a pleasantly busy song. It's nice and fast. A lot of like beats and counter melodies going on. I think I understand a little bit more the lore after you guys explained. I think I mistook Olivia Hay as Goon, and then I was confused, but I understand now. She wasn't eating the rose, which in this case was the fruit that she needed to leave. I'll figure it out. We'll keep it going.
Next stream will be on top.
I do like the boarding school vibes. It's very pretty and cute. Um, that's the only other thing I have about the lore to say. I wasn't quite connecting what you were saying, Brandon. You were saying that the solos didn't as much attribute to the song of the unit in this case, right? Or were you saying the opposite?
Oh no, I was saying like maybe not so much maybe in this song, but like in the
Right.
previous subunits, I'm like, oh wow, okay, this
Okay.
is
Yeah.
cool. I didn't really feel it maybe more specifically with this song, and I imagine maybe with another Y
Right.
by Y song, I would
Yeah.
maybe feel that sort of inclination. But I wanted to just say, because obviously we're closing out the subunit like talk. I
Yeah.
was
Yeah.
like, it would be a cool kind of closeout to talk about it. But yeah, maybe not specifically that song, but uh,
That's what I was also picking up. I'm like, this one doesn't really sound like any of the solo tracks. Granted, I'm having trouble remembering the last solo tracks we did for the subunit
that's
because it
fair.
was getting late in the night. Uh,
Brain
but
fog was sinking.
I remember there just being a lot of more. Oh, right, there was one Soultronica song that was pretty cool,
Yeah,
and then a lot of like electro or the I don't know, EDM oriented song, so it was kind of melding together in my brain. The sounds not similar to those if I remember, but it was I liked hearing it for the first two units, and I assume if this was kind of like a rushed production of a subunit in the sense that like they were behind schedule or it was taking too long to do things, I would understand like let's just hurry up and debut the group already. Because I do remember there being discussion around
oh,
Luna's debut and how everyone was confused because like Luna's already been around for like years at this point because of the subunits. Is that right? Or yeah.
Yeah.
So everyone was confused because they're like, I thought Luna had already debuted because we've been listening to their music. Okay, yeah, yeah. So I think there is like, kind of like an urgency of like, can we just go ahead and get the full group already?
Well, I think that's
From the
like
fans
sort
and the
of
production
what
company,
led
I'm sure.
to that's sort of I think what led to Grimes getting involved because Grimes was talking about Luna before Luna was
Oh,
even a
right.
full group.
Yeah.
yeah.
Okay.
So
I
It.
understand. Let's get into the group now.
All right, cool. Well, we are getting into the group, and the first one we are starting off with is Luna's favorite. So
this is pre-debut,
pre-debut.
their single pre-debut. So
Very nice.
Oh,
All
we
right.
still haven't gotten to debut yet.
Yep, we're not quite at
Focus.
debut.
My focus went off.
Favorite if you are hanging out pre-debut. Let's go.
I can start, I
Wow.
suppose.
Let's do it.
This is this is a noisy song.
Yes, it is.
I'm trying to wrangle my thoughts. I like it, and I know that I see some youthful wasn't totally sold on it. I imagine that a lot of people are like on one side of the fence or the other with this song. It is very
Polarizing.
I don't I I guess so. It's just a very like no, it's noise music.
Yeah,
It's
yeah.
right. It's noise music, and I think that there probably is difficulty when you've let up for like a year and a half or however long it took to showcase all the girls and these subunits to like settle on the right kind of song or the right instrumental to finally introduce all 12 members after so long. You know what I mean? But some part of me is like, well, you're combining like the one group that does more classical stuff and another
Yeah.
group that does like more like EDM future bass and another group that sort of does kind of a medium more like chill R&B or kind of
Yeah.
stuff.
Yeah, yeah.
Um and I think that if you're looking at it in that sense, you get a noise song, right? Like you're throwing all these different
But
like
where were the strings?
they
That's
were
what I
there
missed.
somewhere. They were there somewhere.
Squashed.
Um, I I like it. I think that I understand why it can be jarring and why it can be maybe not what people were expecting or because I don't think you look at this like you would look at the debut of a regular girl group, right? This is the
Oh, yeah.
amalgamation of 12 or more than 12, I guess, with subunits, like a very long build up. And I don't know. I guess when I look at it in the sense of like we've watched everything or not everything, but we've watched a bunch of stuff prior and we've sort of understood where they were musically. You get this first song and it's like it's got a million different things going on. It's got like that like rolling R rolling kind of vocal thing.
Yeah.
You know what I'm talking about?
Yeah.
I can't do it,
I can't
but
do it either. Can't roll
um
my R's.
like that's odd and fun and a little like chaotic, and then the chorus instrumental changes every time, especially the second one where they have this really odd, and I can't really remember or I couldn't determine exactly what it was, but it sounded like a synth saxophone that was just
Yes.
like really
So loud.
yeah
Yeah.
super gainy, like it just
Yeah.
Very distorted.
is yeah, it's turned up and it's like really wonky and fun. I don't know. I mean, it if you like noise music, you like this song. If you don't like noise music, it's not your cup of tea. I think that's like where this song probably lies for most people.
I feel. Oh,
I
Therese.
will
Sorry.
say I will say I do like noise music, but I don't like the instrumentals on this song specifically. I can't say I don't like the song because I would like it if they had spaced out the instrumentals into different ranges. But there were so many instruments, samples happening in the same range that I could not tell them apart. And I do recognize that we're watching a re-uploaded music video, so I'm sure quality was lost because it definitely sounded like quality was lost in the audio. Um, but that didn't make it better. So I'd say if that synth in the back, the if it was at a lower octave, if it was like 4 octaves down, I think I would have liked this song. But having that, in addition to the horns, in addition to an actual saxophone, it was so much happening in one space. I could pick out the voices really well. Like the vocals I really liked. But it was the instrumental that I was like, whoa. And then as soon as those dropped off and it became a little more like, I don't know what to call it.
Quiet.
Boomby. What, what's the doo, 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 it was quieter. I was like, okay, now I can listen to this. But it was very sandpapery at the beginning.
Okay. Break beat.
Otherwise, I liked the arrangement. I didn't like the instrumentals, but I liked the arrangement and I liked the vocals. So I can't say I don't like the song completely. It's just parts of the song that I don't think I can listen to very often. I will say I have listened to LOONA, other songs from LOONA, and I will say I haven't heard any like this. So um it was interesting.
I feel that.
Oh yeah, the breakbeat. Wait.
Yeah.
I'm best I don't know.
I think for me, I'm kind of middle of the road on this one. Like I don't have like I don't love it, but I feel like a lot of people in chat said that they did not like it upon first listen and then came back to it and either had like a staunch opinion of whether or not they're like, okay, I did actually like come around and like this, or they're just like, hey, this just wasn't for me. I feel like I'm still kind of on the fence where I'm like, I can understand why people don't like it, and I could also understand why people enjoy it. I do feel like maybe I don't know when this MV was released, but it does. And again, I know this was like ripped, so the quality. I agree with Therese might be a little bit hit or miss on that. Um, okay, Angelo says it was August of 2018. So okay, um, it could just be a ripping thing. I don't know potentially. But I think this to me, I agree with Alex where if you look at it from the perspective of like the comment that I made about the previous subunit, it would have just I couldn't even imagine putting all of those sounds onto one piece of paper and then trying to get everybody to kind of coalesce to one sound. Where I feel like this pre-debut is like we're gonna just try to throw everything at the wall and see what works, you know, where again, I feel like it isn't a terrible objective, but I do find that maybe as the songs kind of progress, maybe we'll try. Maybe I'll come back to this one and be like, okay, now it makes more sense. Um, but I'll be curious to check out more of their stuff. I don't always want to hold like a negative opinion about how I feel about the song, just because again I haven't listened to more of their material in that sort of context. But but I did really like the vocals a lot. I think probably my favorite part of the song was that like pre-chorus build. I thought that was really nice. And then the way that they also utilized it in I believe in the third chorus where they kind of broke that up and made it more of a full on piece. I did appreciate the like kind of song structure of that. But I did think like in terms of maybe mixing, there definitely could have been some more like I think there could have been some more layering where I feel like maybe previous like subunit songs, I'm like, okay, cool, the layering's really good. Like the way that they have these things mixed and stuff, I thought was really nice. Where I feel like this one is just kind of like, okay, well, we have a lot of like of these mid-range tones, and we really can't break out of it other than having these vocals on the top and then like having the sub down below. So like we're gonna have to try to figure out how that's gonna work. Um, where I feel like maybe they could have done it a little bit better, I think, personally.
I did notice there was a lot of vocal harmonies and layering though.
There
Maybe
was
not like
that, yeah, sure,
instrumentally,
sure.
but like the vocal layering was very prevalent.
Vocal layering
And
was great,
I'm
yeah.
sure chat can maybe confirm, but I'm assuming that LOONA throughout their discography as a full group probably do a lot of vocal layering just for the sake of fitting 12 members into songs. If
My
that
favorite
would
part of big
make
groups.
sense, right?
Hmm. I
Because I
really
think if
liked
you're not doing harmonies and not doing layering, you're going to end up with members with like one line
Sure, yeah.
all the time. And I'm sure there are members that get shafted on lines. So uh, hope hopefully that they're doing as much to combat that with the harmonies and the layering and stuff. But
I
What do
really
you want to say,
liked
Therese?
Leo's comment. Favorite always reminds me of the fact that I loved a group that for 2 years was never together, and seeing them for the first time in a music video was one of the best feelings I've had in K-pop.
Oh, yeah,
I'm sure
that
that was super satisfying.
agreed. Yeah. I think it's cool too, like doing I don't feel like I get to talk about this enough, but I think it's also cool to like, especially people that come and watch these videos, like in our chat. I think it's cool to like, for me as someone who is so new to K-pop, I think it's always interesting for me to get other people's perspective on these songs that like have lived through it and seen like how much time and effort it's taken for a group to be like put together in that aspect. So I think it's like very vindicating to know that like other people are like, oh well, I'm so glad that someone's gonna be able to see like all of this hard work in like a couple streams, where like for me it was like a long period of time where this had to be put together and like was very methodical in the way that it was like arranged. So I gotta give you a lot, gotta give all the Luna stands here some love. So it's very
The
cool.
orbit.
The orbits, yeah. um But very nice. All right, cool. Well, we're gonna keep it moving here. The next one we have is Hi Hi.
We are finally at the official Luna debut.
Wow, let's go.
Like what, like 18 songs into our deep dive so far or something?
We did it,
Uh,
guys.
we have finally reached debut. This is a big milestone for us.
Let's go.
This
Let's
is a
go.
banger.
Let's go. Hi Hi, baby. Luna's Hi Hi. We are not endorsing you to go jump off a rooftop. So just want to
Do
preface,
not.
just in case this gets taken out of context, we are not endorsing that. Um. Oh my God.
Whoa.
Woo.
Oh, I love it.
This was a lot to take in.
I feel high now.
Yes, we have reached enlightenment.
Okay, so I'm going to talk about some of the stuff in the instrumental that I love a lot about this. Notably, this song feels like way more of a good amalgamation of the previous subunits in one. I feel like it represents what everyone has done well and cohesively in like a song that is not, it's jarring, but it's like jarring because it's loud, not jarring
Yeah.
because it's noisy. It's just very like, it's a dense song. You know what I mean? Um some of my favorite parts of the song is, I think, me and Therese were like having the same ethereal moment when that synth that pans left and right and arpeggiates and like goes
Oh.
up. Um,
Makes me
that's
stim.
really good. And then my favorite instrumental part is during the chorus when there is this crazy like popcorn synth that arpeggiates at like 30-second
Like,
notes.
yeah.
It's so fast and it's so like percussive,
Oh yeah.
but also like the notes are audible and like, you know, it has use as far as like the I guess like the key or the like the production actually goes, but it's done with these really like short, very like clicky, popcorny kind of sounding synths that makes it very feel like it's almost like clicking a keyboard fast. You know what I mean?
It's a mechanical keyboard.
Um, yeah, it's really fun and it's really like I don't know, sort of mesmerizing when I listen to it. It's just because it pans as well, and it's just like there's a lot going on. But I mean, the song is so fun, like super high energy. It's really fast. That high note from Chew at the end
Oh,
is
insane.
chef's kiss. Um, and also like at the end when it's sort of doubles on like the last chorus or that like outro where you get like an extension of the chorus kind of, but they changed the rhythm of how they say hi hi
Yeah.
to where it almost sounds like they're doing like an odd time signature, but they're not. It's just the high highs are placed on different beats. and it's a
Yeah, it's on
little
offbeat.
it
It's on the
throws yeah, it
offbeat.
throws
Yeah.
you off a little bit, but it really does a good job of like just making it a little more interesting at the end.
Yeah.
I love it.
You
This is a goated Luna song.
Youthful said that this genre is called high energy, genre of up-tempo disco electronic dance music (EDM) that originated in the late 1970s and early 1980s. So I feel like that is very appropriate title for or genre for a song. Um, Man, this was crazy. I feel like I gotta agree with MLQ. They said that this song was meant for headphone experience. I would
Yes.
1000% agree with that. I think if anything, I would love to go back and listen to this at like halftime. Like I know you can like change like the speed on like YouTube.
Not 2 times?
Not 2 times. I feel like it would be interesting to listen to it in like half the time because I'm curious to see like different like musical like nuances of the track that you wouldn't be able to hear just because it's like at a fast like BPM. So I think that would be really cool. Obviously 2 times would be like crack, I feel.
Where's our high sped up version?
It's gonna be like a Nightcore
Oh
remix.
no.
No, I think this was
Get it on TikTok.
put it on night. Santa Life's got me. But I feel like this song is so catchy. Like it's immediately infectious. It like already puts you a smile on your face. Like there's just something about like the major tones they use in the song was really nice. I also loved a lot of the like ad libs and like the vocal harmonies in this song. I feel like they did a great job. As Alex mentioned in a previous song, just like how much attenuation to like having vocals layered out really well can like make or break a song. And I feel like with Luna now and probably going further, their vocal layering is just going to be so great, and I'm very excited to just kind of like be able to piecemeal a little bit more. But yeah, I feel like this is a great debut. Really enjoyed this one a ton. Obviously I feel like if it gets its flowers, it's certainly deserved. But yeah, this is like the epitome of very bubblegummy pop sorts of K-pop songs. At least I feel like it's on that like next level. So I love this. This was a great one. Probably one of my favorites of tonight for sure.
Yeah. I also
Sick.
love this. I think we're all on the same page. I think it's pretty uncommon for me to get so hype about certain like major key songs because it seems like there wouldn't be so much difference in it, or it wouldn't be that unique. Especially, I looked it up because I was curious. This is in C major, which is one of the first
Oh,
like
yeah.
first scales that you learn. So it has kind of like the building blocks of everything, but it's still so interesting to listen to and probably really easy to write on in the piano. um, I love it. I want to learn this now. And I think we're back to pleasantly busy songs. I got a little scared for a second, but it's all good. There was absolutely no space for anything else in this song, but at the same time, there was a ton of tiny little bubbles of space, like note-wise, because they were all like little staccato notes. So this is what I would call bubblegum with pop rocks pop. um, Okay, lore time. Because I noticed stuff. I noticed all of the little. So, first clarifying question: were the girls that were running in this music video all the ones from One Third, continuing that track storyline? Second thing I noticed were the eating girls, YY by Y. It seemed like they were all in the forest, and it looked like Heiju, Olivia Hay actually went to join them. So are we in the same world now? Did they officially leave Eden and we're all on Earth? Because I also saw the Odd Eye Circle girls with their contacts in, I don't know
Mm.
if I missed something there, but I didn't know if they were also on Earth. Oh, it wasn't just 1/3, but they were all supposedly meeting on the same plane of existence. Got it. I
They
think
never
it it
stop
it,
running.
it kind of gave me the pilot episode of like Sense8 or something where you're still meeting all of the characters in their own separate places, but they're still in the same show. And then maybe in the future they start to intersect. But I think it's interesting that, yeah, if the Earth Girls are running, they're now flying. So maybe they're not on Earth. Maybe they're just in a separate place.
Who knows?
Cool.
Let us know,
Not
chat.
me.
I don't know. Least knowledgeable
We're
here.
not in Eden. I know that.
Avengers team up.
That's kind of what it feels like. Oh man, I kind of wish Luna did more of the franchising, but I didn't want.
Yeah.
I don't want to support BlackBerry with that. So.
I don't think any of us do. So, all right. Well, the next one we have is actually a live B-side track, and we're doing "Stylish."
Personal pick of
Yay.
mine. It is one of my favorite B-sides.
Let's go.
You know what? I'll go last because I'm very familiar with this song. So if anybody
Ooh.
else would like to,
I
their
guess
thoughts?
I'll start. I thought this was great. I also have to say I think Youthful pointed it out in chat, but like some of the runs in this song are really hard, and for them to pull it off live and to also harmonize together, because like whenever an artist usually goes to grab their inner ear and they're trying to like figure out where the key is at, I feel like that's tough, and for them to really again, I will have to listen to the original, just obviously non-live version. But I feel like, from what I could gather, I think they did a pretty damn good job of hitting those notes and hitting those harmonies on point. So I feel like, to me, very impressed by their live like attenuation, because that's such a difficult thing. I think in terms of the people that I enjoyed in the song, I've really enjoyed Chu. I feel like she's great, but I gotta give a shout out to Go On. I loved her voice. She's got like this kind of like good like mid-range warmth to her voice, and she was the one who stood out to me the most in this song, not only because I feel like her hair is like mint green, but as well as that, I think her voice was like incredible as well in this song too. So to me, she was the standout person in this song to me in this. I also noticed, at least maybe from my, I don't know, maybe I guess the way that they panned it out in terms of this live part, but I feel like whoever this is did not get like any lines. I don't know who this is. Who
Is
this
that Yojin?
is Yojin, I think.
I think
Uh,
that's Yojin.
she's just standing there, just like vibing, and that's like how me, like while I'm listening to these songs in chat, like while chat's
You
listening
can
along.
always tell it's Yojin because look at her height.
I was gonna
compared
Yeah,
say
to
she's
she's
everyone
very
else.
so
short. She's
short.
so
And you
short.
can tell she has like high heel boots on.
But I don't know if
That's
she
our
got any.
frog.
I don't know if she got in. I don't know if she got too many lines in the song. If there was, I couldn't really tell. But man, I would hope she gets more. So
From my understanding, she has never gotten a lot of lines.
oof.
Correct me if I'm wrong, but I'm pretty sure Yojin has not gotten too many lines.
Dang, she's 4'10". Oof,
That's
Crazy.
pretty tiny.
that is tiny.
Even for an idol.
I know, for an idol.
I'll go next. On the topic of line distribution, I don't know if, I mean, I know I don't pay attention to it usually. I don't know if it's as big of a deal for 12-member groups as it is for like 4-member groups. But it does come through in the live versions. That's when it's like, oh, someone's just vibing this song and it's pretty awkward. So at least give them some like harmonies or something. Like,
Well, that's got to be
Yeah.
tough with this song, especially because they're not doing choreography, right? They're just standing
right.
and vibing.
They're just standing.
So there's not even like other stuff to do.
Yeah, unless you're like trying to mess with the members, but I would not want to mess with my
Right,
members
right.
if they were doing those runs. Oh
Right.
my gosh.
Like, please, we're trying to sing. Leave me alone.
Yeah. I don't know if we're gonna bring up the Cruel Summer debacle, but
No.
no, okay. I do like this song. I think the vocal run is a pretty big highlight, so it's kind of hard to ignore what happened later. But I do like it. I like that all of them are able to do it really well live,
Oh
and
yeah.
they they made a nice little, like, since the vocals are such a highlight, the backing doesn't need to be as busy. Although they could make it busy, but I like that they went a little chiller with it, and I'm sure it's a lot easier to sing to and keep your focus on.
Mm.
So, yeah.
Oof.
I just like this song because I think it is a really relaxed um interpretation of future bass, which
Ooh. Okay.
is I love future bass, especially its use in K-pop. And this is just like it's really pulled back. Like the instrumental is not too crazy. The synths are not blown out. There's no super crazy samples going on. And actually, like my favorite thing aside from the vocals, you can hear it more in the recorded version, but that pre-chorus where they're doing the vocal harmonies,
Mm.
they actually use a really cool vocoder on that.
I did hear that.
And
Yeah.
it's really, really prominent in the studio version. Like it's super,
It's like a
super
little subtle in
fat
this live.
vocoder.
Yeah.
Yeah. That's cool. But as far as the instrumental goes, I really like that they use a really tinny sounding snare that almost sounds like you're hitting like an empty can as your
Yeah.
snare.
Yeah.
It's really fun and like echoey, and the future bass plays a lot with empty space in music. So having that like really reverberated kind of tinny snare hitting on every hit for some reason just is really satisfying to me. I don't know.
It gives me that like Alex will be able to feel this one, but like whenever you hear like a metal band live and they have that real like real dense like snare hit, like in like a breakdown, like when you just hear like a snare bomb kind of sound. Obviously not to this effect, but I feel in this song, but like I feel like that's the
Uh,
kind of correlation that I can relate it to. Like a more dialed down version of a snare
yeah,
bomb.
it's like less of an impact point. Like a snare bomb, I would think is like your impact, right?
Sure,
It's
sure,
like
sure. Yeah.
supposed to be like I don't know. It's like putting a gunshot on a drop. You know what I
Yeah.
mean? It's
Sure,
supposed
yeah.
to feel like a big impact. Whereas this, I don't feel like it is. I feel like it's just an interesting stylistic choice as far
Ah,
as
okay.
the soundscape of the song goes. Which I don't know. Sometimes I just get a little like weird about certain things I appreciate in songs, and that's one of them.
Well, that's right. That's why you come on here to talk about them. So that's
Yeah,
why we're that's why we're all here.
that's why I'm here.
Well, kind of. Little mix.
All right, we're on to um
Butterfly.
Butterfly,
Yep.
which I'm not gonna spoil anything. We'll talk about it after.
Okay.
Let's do it.
Let's go.
This is I'll say this is my favorite Luna song.
Oh.
If this is the
Okay.
song I'm
Period.
thinking of, it might also be my favorite.
Also, Nestor92, thanks for hanging out. Best Luna song. Also, hi. Hello. Woo.
Talk.
Let's go.
All right, probably my favorite Luna song, and I don't know if it. I think it's because I've probably watched this music video and the
Mm.
dance practice for this song more times than I've probably watched any other music video or dance practice. It is so beautifully shot, the music video. Just the transitions from like the like there's that one like I guess main choreography scene where they're in that like open space. I don't
Hmm.
know, like kind of
Like a temple almost.
temple. Yeah, something like that. But they're doing these really beautiful transitions that are like very seamless to different outfits, but it
Yeah.
looks like it's like one shot or it looks like
I
it's
love
filmed so
those.
amazingly. and it does such a good job of highlighting the choreo. And that leads me to my other point is I think this song has one of the greatest choreographies
Oh,
for a K-pop
yeah.
song of all time. I would put it in my top 10, I think.
Ooh.
It is just so satisfying. They're such good dancers. It's so synchronized and beautifully choreographed to really make use out of all 12 members and make these beautiful formations, and it really works with like the concept of butterfly and how the choreography flows, and it works with the movement of the song so well. It is an absolutely stunning choreography to watch, like the choreo video. Um, and that's without even like talking about the song itself, which is this really interesting, almost future bassy, kind of like EDM.
It's a little dream poppy, yeah.
Sure.
Dream synth
Um,
poppy, I think.
it is so reverbed out, which
Mm.
Mm.
it is like that's like one of the things that I also like in music a lot is I think it goes back to really enjoying future bass is the use of space and empty space and filling space. And the way that they filled space in this song is by making everything really reverbed and everything just has a really long tail to it, essentially, is
Mm.
Yeah.
kind of
My
the way to
favorite.
describe it. So they're using alternating percussion throughout the entire song. So like in the beginning, it starts with a snare and a clap. And then the chorus, you get a snare and then a different snare. So I think
Mm.
that's really cool where they're keeping the song really interesting and the instrumental really interesting by switching up these really prominent reverbed out percussive hits. And then also in the samples they're using and in the even the pianos and the synths and the regular drums they're using, everything has just huge wide reverb on it.
Oh, for
And it
sure.
just makes the song feel like it's really spacious and like ethereal, and it makes those like whistle notes drag, and it makes the impact snares feel like they're lasting longer. You know what I mean? Everything just feels so much bigger with all that like additional like back end on it. I think it's like a perfect piece altogether. Like choreography, music video, song. It is like a perfect piece for me. That's all I got. Thank you.
Wow, that concludes your tech talk.
Thank you
Therese,
for coming to my TED Talk.
what do you got?
I fully subscribe, like, comment to Alex's TED Talk. I agree on all of the points. I think it's beautiful choreography. The song is beautiful. Especially, I love the vocals on this, which are not something that I think would work for everyone. Like, I don't know if
Mm,
this is a song that Sabrina Carpenter fans would listen to, but
sure.
I think the nuance that they use in their vocals is so cool and it adds so much more texture to the song where they say fly like a butterfly and they purposely like downturn the pitch and go flat, which is something that if you've ever played music or made music, it's not super easy to do well. Like you have to really do it well for it
Intentionally,
to
yeah.
read well.
Yeah,
Right.
yeah.
Because I've done it before where I'm trying to simulate the sound of a train whistle, where it like honk or like something like that, and then the wings, like putting that little like question mark at the end makes it so much more delicate. It's beautiful. It's not something that I think anyone could either do or like direct, like vocally direct
Mm,
in the recording studio very easily. So I really appreciate that. There's so much attention to detail on it. And lore wise, I don't know if this is like related too much to their lore. I think there's a lot of shots of people in different countries, like all around the world, doing the choreography, which is
awesome.
just like it makes you feel good inside.
Yeah.
But if there was lore associated, I would think that maybe it's showing that there are the same subunits in different parts of the world, similar to like Uncanny Counter, finding out that there's the same supergroup in different parts of the country that are
Mm.
kind of all working together to solve whatever issue, save whatever world they're
Yeah.
in. That's what I was getting at because we saw the Odd Eye circle eye patches. We saw the a few other visuals that I can't point out off the top of my head. I think there was like a running group or something. But yeah, I think it's kind of making everyone feel like you are also Luna. We are Luna.
We are Luna. Oh my god. That was cool. Yeah, I did also appreciate that as well. I feel like this song is very aptly named Butterfly because I do find that the musicality of it is very much like a butterfly, right? Like I think it like you see a butterfly like gracefully fly through the air, and I feel like this song is the like equivalent of that in music form. Like there's something really inherently like majestical about like the way that the song is written. Um I really loved like a lot of like the whistle notes and how they kind of again with just having a lot of reverb, it allows you to kind of have this sort of like free flowing feeling that I think is very exemplified in that. And then also to counter that as well too, like even in the choreography feels very flowy, very like very movement oriented, and I think that again plays against their concept of this song being butterfly. So I think in terms of that, not only I think musically, but I think like direction wise, they really had like they knew what they were doing with this song, and so I can definitely say like at least in terms of like the K-pop stuff that we have listened to, this feels very like this feels very monumental. Even though like again, I'm only getting into Luna. I feel like this to me is like that one song that it's like okay, like even if you wouldn't have known about this group, like I think this is like a music video that is very conceptually driven. And I think it just kind of like hits all of those metaphorical notes super well. Um, I also was going to point out what Therese pointed out, but I'm going to retweet Therese on that answer. Um, but I thought overall this was very cool. This is definitely like a much smoother track, but I think that it really works with what they were trying to do, and I think they absolutely nailed it. So, um, great
It
one.
was mentioned in chat that uh, Melon put this on 69 out of top 100 for K-pop songs of all time,
Wow. Okay,
and Artemis said Butterfly changed K-pop,
I would agree with
and
Mhm.
that.
uh, I think I would agree.
Yeah.
This is one of those songs where it's like it almost feels like it's bigger than Luna.
Right.
Mm,
You know what I
Yeah.
true.
mean?
True.
I also saw Cherry is choreographer in some parts of it.
Oh,
Very cool.
Awesome.
I love that. Cherry's been moving up my bias list. She has some really good stage presence. And then I also saw that this was the last Jaden Jung work with Luna.
hmm. Uh, I also want
So
to give
now
it.
we're going
That,
off script, I guess.
Oh,
oh
also,
boy, here we go.
I also do want to give a shout outs to Unhee. They mentioned that Unko is the cinematographer for this music video. So big salutes to them.
Shout out.
Great work. All right, cool. Well, we're gonna keep it moving, guys. The next one is a B side. We're doing Satellite, and this is live. So
Yeah.
very pumped.
Solid, fun B-side.
Yeah, I'd agree.
All right. Nothing, I wouldn't say anything super crazy or super experimental, but a fun one nonetheless. I think what stands out to me, I really like the second part of the chorus. I don't know if it's post chorus, second part, whatever, however you want to call it, where it picks up a little bit. The first part of the chorus is not my favorite, um, but I also really like that little like dance break thing they do at the end. I think that's always been my favorite part of the song, and
Oh yeah.
part of me, uh, part of me wanted to listen to like the studio version just because you get
Mm.
that clearer audio and everything. But the other part of me is like, oh, I know the stage for it is really good
Yeah.
and choreo, so I don't know.
It was iconic. Yeah.
Hard to decide. Obviously, I think Chu really shines with her vocals in the song, especially at
Mm.
the end, with like the ad libs and stuff. But I really have been growing to like Eve's vocals a lot,
Oh.
as we have seen more of her and moved into the group stuff. I don't know why. I just really like her tone quite a lot. Yeah, I think that's about all I got for this one.
Yeah, I think this one was very cool. I gotta give a shout out to the choreo in this video. I think it's absolutely incredible. Very very nice. I think for me, I thought, at least for me, I've really loved. I'm pretty sure I liked Kim Lip was my like pick from when we were doing solo material. Um, and I still love her vocals. I feel like in this song she does a great job, along with Chu, obviously. Um, but I like that this song kind of takes, at least like instrumentally, kind of takes a little bit more of a backseat in terms of like the musicality. And I think this one has more so like of a vocal push, which I feel like they always kind of do, but this one feels a little bit more front facing, I guess. Um, and I think that they all kind of had their like own moments where like you have some of the members, at least live, having like more like attitude and like their delivery, and like you could see it on their face, and then some people were being like, some of the other members were like being very cute and like smiley and like jovial. So I thought it was very like the juxtaposition of those two, I think was very nice. But overall, I thought this was a great live performance. I would love to. I'll probably give Satellite hopefully a listen off camera for um the studio version, um but yeah, overall I thought it was really really great as well. Just like intense choreo, like some really cool like intense choreo shots, but as well as that, I think again very very great music to back it up as well too. So this was great. Like this one a lot. Therese, your thoughts?
I don't have many.
Yeah, it's
um,
understandably not the
yeah,
most dissectable song.
it is a very cool B-side. I think the choreography is enhanced by the number of girls rather than the actual moves themselves. I think
Mm,
they're like pretty typical girl group moves, but seeing them done together in the sequence that they have, and the members, like having 12 members, adds a lot to that. Um
Yeah.
but yeah, this was for me like typical girl group sound. This is exactly what I would expect if someone was like, "Hey, let me show you this K-pop girl group."
I think if 12 girls did the exact same choreographed move of anything, I would be mesmerized. You know what I mean?
Exactly. It was still mesmerizing. It was still like, wow. I did
wow.
really like Jinsel's performance. I think I pointed out her performance when we were watching the solo video too.
Mhm.
Um so yeah, I like seeing the I also really liked Heju, or Olivia
Oh
Hay.
yeah.
It, something I wanted to I guess point out a while back but never got around to it. It has always been so shocking to me with Hiju that she's not one of the rappers in the group. Like I understand now that like I guess that once we like dove in and found out that like her color is silver and black, and her animal is a wolf, and her
That's true.
emotion is anger, and she's got this just like really like good RBF face kind of,
Yes. Yeah.
and like so much attitude that it
Mhm.
screams rapper, but she's got these really sweet vocals. It's just really fun. It's really funny to me, and she's one of my favorite members. So I'm
That's
definitely
fair.
not trying to make a dig or say anything negative. I just think it's something funny, and was noticing her really nice vocals in this song, and I was like,
Right.
right, not a rapper,
No,
not a
Not a
I
rapper.
definitely
rapper.
like in character evaluation, I would usually assimilate her to like Twice Chaeyoung or something. In the similar like delivery or
Yeah.
attitude. Yeah.
That's fair. That's fair. Um, very nice. Very nice. All right, cool. Well, we're gonna keep it moving here. It looks like we have another live single. It looks like we're
Um.
doing 365. Is that?
Yes. So 365. It is a single they released, but there was no music video that I could find, or nothing that I could find, at least in the archive that I was working out of. So we were watching the live of it. Angela said, "Oh no, should we not be watching it?"
Oh,
Oh, okay. It's
sad.
that kind of oh no.
That
Cool.
kind of oh no.
Oh, okay. I was
Oh,
like,
you're just
oh,
gonna cry. Cool. No worries.
you're just gonna cry. Yeah, I thought.
Oh,
I
okay.
thought.
So it's Monday.
Oh, okay. So yeah, so it's a Monday. All right, cool. Let's go.
The real uh I'll wait until after we talk about
The
it.
real. Oh
Any
God. I feel like
uh
this song. I don't know. It doesn't. I feel like it doesn't require that much. Like this is like a fan song. Am I correct on that?
yeah, fan song. I don't know what we really talk about that much. I mean, it was obviously very emotional for them. Beautifully
Yeah.
sung.
Yeah, I was gonna say.
Harmonies were great. It was really cute with all the fan messages and stuff behind them. I'm assuming this was an
Yeah.
online concert during COVID. It was probably a very emotional time for them, being away from their fans and everything going on, and seeing like the messages from the fans when they haven't seen them in so long. Surely is emotional for groups. I know that a lot of
Oh
groups
yeah.
did online concerts during COVID, and I
Hmm.
know that was probably very emotional. Um, I don't know. I think it was
I
really
thought the song
nice.
was good. Yeah, I thought it was
I
very
like
nice. Oh, Therese, go ahead. Sorry.
I was going to point out Angelo posted a translation of the chorus. Even when the long darkness comes, I will rise dazzling bright to shine on you and only you. You are my center. I'll collect all of my days and give them all to you.
Oh.
Mm.
Now you can correct.
Oh God. Therese is the gatekeeper to crying, apparently. So.
No. Just try to make me cry. Try.
I don't know. You did cry in the
I'm
IU video, so that's.
I did, but
You
I do
did.
generally try to win at therapy, so you know.
I don't know if that's something you should be trying to win
I
at,
know, yeah, but if you get it, you get it, right?
only Therese knows how to make a heavy situation a little lighthearted here. But I guess I don't. Like I said, I don't really feel like I have a lot to say. I think it would mean a lot more to me if I was really like in the weeds with LOONA, and just obviously their progression as a group. Um, but I still feel like it gives that context, you know? I feel like it's like anytime I kind of try to relate these like fan songs to like a group that like I know like are like kind of signing off, you know? Like a band that I like find out like that they're going on hiatus or taking a break or whatever. And so I try to kind of relate it to that where I'm like, man, if I was like not going to be able to listen to like one of my favorite groups again and they like did one final song, like how would I feel about that? So like I kind of try to put myself in that place where if I know it's a fan song, like I kind of try to like put myself in that mentality. Um, but I mean, this is great, beautifully sung. I think I think Youthful made the comment about whoever had the braided hair in this video. They absolutely ripped. Their vocals were insane. So if you know who that is, let me know.
Oh
Um,
yeah.
but
I
yeah,
was gonna ask who the singer was in the far left.
Jin Soul, shout outs. We love Jin Soul, crushing it. What was your question, Therese?
Who was the singer in the far left?
Oh,
Heejin?
Heejin.
Very good
Also,
vocals.
she was very
Love
good
that.
too. Yeah, Heejin was great as well. But yeah, great fan song. Hopefully, y'all are wiped the tears away already, so we can
Well,
be moving into the next one.
yeah, get rid of those tears because we're changing the vibe up. It's time for So What.
Hell yeah,
I
let's
know this one.
go.
Suck those tears back in.
Oh, oh, okay. So she's represented.
Hiatus.
I got it,
Okay.
guys. The notes helped.
There we go. All
This
right,
was LOONA.
this
So what?
song,
Very nice.
this song has to be. I don't know. After like hearing it again now,
Oh,
it's up there for favorite Luna song. It's in the running. It's in the
oh,
conversation for sure.
okay.
It's so good. I forgot. I feel like I have to maybe borrow a Teresaism and correct me if I'm wrong. This is a crunchy song.
This is a crunchy
It's
song.
got crunchy elements for sure.
Yeah.
Okay, it's moderately crunchy.
It's like cereal that's been left out for maybe 2 minutes too long, but it's still crunchy.
Okay, so like
Left
it's
out.
Well, like in the milk for too long. You
Oh
gotta eat it as fast
no.
Okay.
as possible to get maximum crunch.
Yeah.
This song for me, like what I think listening to it from like a, I don't know, producer standpoint or like trying to pick apart the instrumentation is like I would love to see the the arrangement of this song, like the file,
Oh, like
and
on
just
the
see,
DAW. Yeah.
yeah,
Yeah,
I would
for
love to
sure.
see how many parameter channels there are and
Oh
everything,
my
because
god.
this song is basically like modulation hell.
It is.
It
Yeah.
is, everything is so shifted, and like there's so much modulation on the bass and all the synths and the vocals, and they're like layered and panned like crazy, and there's so much layering going on. It is just like, it's so noisy, but it's not noisy in the sense of like there's not a bunch of random shit thrown into it, you know what I mean? It's not
Yeah, yeah.
noisy in the sense of like, I don't know, sometimes when you get like I don't know, like a dubstep song or like even future bass sometimes. It's noisy in the sense where it's like they just have thrown uh so much like bass modulation and layering that it just sounds so wide. Like
Oh
listening to
yeah.
it in headphones loud, it is a very full, very wide mix, and it's super fun. It hits so hard. And there's something about that like first big choreography shot with all of them where they're doing that big like arm move where they're kind of like panning out from the center, and they're all doing that huge like arm circle thing. I don't know. There's
Oh
something
yeah.
about like the way that shot, it's such a good establishing shot.
Hmm.
Uh I don't know. This is, I'm going to have to reconsider what like my top 3 for Luna tracks
Mhm.
are after hearing this again.
Ooh, okay. Okay. It does look like Leo said that after Jaden's departure, Lee Suman made this album, the creator of SM Entertainment. It is the only group outside of SM that he has produced.
Huh. I didn't know that. That is a fun fact.
Very nice. Thank you, Leo. I think for me, this is a lot. I think that, not that I feel like it's a bad song. I think it just requires a lot more listens just because I think there's a lot going on, and I like, for me, it just seemed like a whole bunch of shit was going on at the same time. And like, I understand it is girl crush, the genre of music. So I was like, okay, and people were kind of hinting at it and stuff, and so I was like kind of prefacing my mind to listen to girl crush. Um but it was very interesting. I also like the, like, I guess it would be like vocal step up of how like they kind of made this like building section. I thought that was really cool how they all like the vocals are harmonized, but then they're also like going up like, I don't know if they're, I'd assume they're going up like half steps maybe. I thought that was really cool. It gives a little bit more movement to the track that I appreciate. I will agree with CC. I think they had mentioned they loved
Huh.
the bridge. Really enjoyed that a lot. I thought the bridge in this song was really gorgeous, and I think it gives you a little bit of a reprieve from that like really high intensity sort of sound. So I think it does have that sort of breath of fresh air in that aspect. But yeah, overall, I thought the song was very fun, very interesting. I like that there was like a lot more rap in the song. It just kind of continues to keep that like that like high hype train energy of this song to just a 10 and just keep pushing at a nice 10 throughout the entirety of the song, other than the bridge. Um, but yeah, I overall I thought this was a very, very, very solid song overall. I would definitely would love to give it some more time with it for sure, but I can understand why Alex would put this in his favorites, certainly, because it feels on brand for him. But
More girl crush.
Moral Girl Crush.
What can I say?
Um though I will say CC's other comment was that they said that the only sad thing is Vivi gets 0 lines in this song. That is
That
crazy.
Wow.
feels like it is
A
intentional
mistake.
and
Oh,
fucked up.
It is fucked up.
Well, no,
Yeah.
yeah, a mistake for sure, but like 0 lines?
yeah.
Like if they were
Yeah.
like, "Oh, she only has like one one half of one verse or something, or like 2 bars, I'd be like, oh, that's a rough distribution. Like,
But
oof.
just nothing
But
though.
0 sounds like purposeful.
Yeah. Eesh.
Boo. Um, something about I do like this title track, but re-listening to it, I remember I have mixed feelings because I think it's really cool
Yeah.
and it's girl crush, and that's kind of all I need to like a song. But the messaging of saying I'm so bad, and then the steps they take in it is kind of funny to me. It's like almost like show tunes esque, saying like I'm
Okay.
so bad, I'm so bad, I'm so bad,
I'm
I'm
so
so
bad.
bad.
Yeah.
So
I
it's
got you.
kind of like it's kind of cute. Like it's not something I would attribute to someone that's actually bad. I think
That checks
the
out. Yeah.
instrumentals of it, or like the beat, is way badder than that particular melody. So it kind of like throws me off. I'm like, whoa, whoa, whoa. Are you bad? Because the visuals were definitely bad. Well,
That that one scene in like the bridge where I think it was Hiju, I don't remember, standing there like looking, and like all the fireballs are coming down,
Yeah.
like
yeah.
that is such a cool
There were
scene.
so many like,
It's a hard shot.
ooh, boss bitch like
Yeah,
shots of them just
like
like
that's a
walking through
bad shot.
hallways, like doing the choreography in that huge dance studio. Oh,
Oh my
it
god,
was awesome.
when they're in the train and they're like like I don't know, like swiping their
Yeah, the
nails,
nails,
Oh
like
yeah,
yeah.
yeah,
like all aggressive. I'm like, all right, you're selling me on the bad thing with these shots.
Yeah, get it.
yeah,
Yeah.
yeah. But something about that melody, I'm just like I'm giggling a little bit.
I was
um,
Heejin. Got it. Thank you.
but every otherwise, I'd say this is kind of out of character, but also pretty welcome for us. I don't know if everyone feels that way in the Orbit community, but I think it's a fun inclusion. I also think it's crazy how this is on the same album as 365.
That is
Yeah,
crazy. Oh my, I didn't even know that. That contextualized it a little bit more. Wow.
I think
Oh
we
boy.
are like uh, we lie weirdly on a spectrum of liking or being like way more tolerant or way more into like chaos, noise, loud
Yeah.
music than maybe the average K-pop fan.
Yeah.
So I don't know. Songs like this are always going to be like high on the tier
High
list.
on the tier list. I was gonna say.
Whereas like maybe for I don't know the run of the mill, like your average, not like Luna fan, but K-pop fan, it might be like too much or too aggressive or
Mm,
uh chaotic. I don't know. This is like our bread and butter.
Yeah.
yeah. MLQ said very SM. I can definitely agree with this. Leo said that you're so bad, Therese, and Youthful said that your impression, Therese, gave Sharpay from High School Musical vibes, which
I was emulating a lot of Sharpay.
yeah. And Zoda said that, fun fact, Chu said that she had a hard time trying to look tough when performing the song. I can
Aw.
fully see that.
I That's the most believable thing I've
That's the
heard
most
tonight.
believable statement. Yeah. Most accurate statement
The
heard
only
tonight.
thing the first thing I think of when people talk about Chu is that meme with her and the gun, where she's like,
It's really funny.
yeah.
Oh my god. Great. Well, we're gonna continue this fun time with it looks like we have the last one on this playlist, which is
Last one for the night.
last one of the night. We have number one live B-side. So
Number one.
Number
what
one.
made you choose this one, Alex?
I like it.
Okay. Good on you, bud.
That's it. Thank you.
Okay, cool.
Cool.
Let's go.
Wow.
Brandon, you want to go first?
Yeah, sure. I thought this was very smooth, very chill, which I like. I think the B-sides have been very interesting to go through because find that they get to explore different sounds. And now, at first, when we started doing these, I was like, man, these B-sides are so different from title tracks, blah, blah, blah. Insert like whatever commentary. And now I'm just like, you know what? They could have like a ballad song, and I like wouldn't even bat an eye. Um, I think this is great. I definitely would love to check out the studio version of this one as well. Really love the way that they stack the vocals in this song. I think they did a great job of like expertly putting everybody together. I think to me, my favorite two in this version live, I really loved Kim Lip and Do-won. I feel like again, her voice is really gonna just stick out to me, even though I feel like I don't know if she gets a lot of lines, but I love her like kind of like low to mid range like warmth, as I mentioned in the previous live song we did of her. But she's just got a very distinct voice, and I think it works really well in this sort of context. And Kim Lip, I've just been a fan of, so I feel like it's just continuing on with that trend of just being memorable to me. Um, but I also got to give a shout outs to whoever was doing like the ad libs at the end of this song. I don't know who it was because they didn't really focus on anybody specifically. So if anybody actually knows who did the ad libs towards the end, I'll give them a shout out as well. I feel like they just they crushed it. So big salutes to whoever that was. But yeah,
Angela
I
said probably Kim Lip.
oh, probably Kim Lip. Okay, very nice. We love Kim Lip. Um, but yeah, overall, I think this is great. I enjoyed this one a lot, and I think just obviously their live performance is just really stellar to me. So I was really vibing with this one a ton. But again, big salutes to Kim Lip. She crushed it in the song. So my salutes.
I'll go next. I really like the production on this, which isn't inherently obvious in a live stage performance, but I could hear
Mhm.
I could hear in the background. I was like, "Oh, I'm going to love this when I hear the studio version." So I went ahead and added it to my dark wash playlist because it very much gives me a lot of textures of like blue jeans, or which a lot of like neutro music does.
Okay.
It's very comfortable, and it's also very what's the word I'm looking for? It's just interesting enough in the vocals where they're using so much of their chest voice and head voice at the same time, or throughout the song, and it their falsetto is so good. Like,
Mm.
oh my god. I have been successfully bias wrecked by Cherry. I think Jinsel was my bias in part 1 and Cherry is my bias in part 2.
Ooh.
And I'm
Okay.
sure that will continue to change as we go along. But I love it, and I love the sort of, I want to call it like city pop instrumentation,
Yeah.
but I don't know how.
Yeah, a little bit.
A little bit.
Okay,
Yeah.
I really I vibe with it every single time I hear it, so
Fair. Fair.
I'm
Fair. Fair.
fully on board. Good B-side choice.
Yeah. Great beat side choice, Alex.
Thanks. Yeah, I think a lot of the reason I like this song lies in the instrumental as well, and like the production. So it's a little hard to, I guess, just prominently talk about without hearing the studio version and hearing the live version instead. The live version, I guess, I will talk about. I think that this was, of the videos we watched tonight, the most solid vocal performance from them, with like their
Mm.
harmonies were very on point. Everyone was like on pitch. Everyone was like sounding
Oh
really
yeah.
good. I appreciate that because obviously, as we talked about, Luna is utilizing a lot of harmonies and a lot of layering and a lot of ad libs to, get the members lines and utilize the members they have. Why have 12 members if you're not going to utilize them and use them? And I think this song is a great um use of the members, and like showing off that their vocals and they are strong, and then they can do that live. I particularly liked um Heejin's vocals
Ooh.
in the stage quite a lot, as well as Eve again. Um, really growing up my vocal bias list, as I mentioned previously. But I do think I'm sure most of the people in chat are familiar with the studio version of the song. I'm sure if you're watching, you probably know it. But if you don't, for some reason, studio version is very, very fun. Good production, great vocals. Feel like it's chill. It's like the right amount of chill, but like a catchy beat. And I think
Yeah, the
that's
Yeah.
right amount of chill and dancey.
yeah,
Exactly.
it's in like a really good pocket. Um, Especially I think mixed on this album that has a lot of varying sounds as we heard. Right, we've heard So What, we've heard 365, and now you get
Yep.
like a nice middle ground.
Mhm.
Yeah.
So
Yeah. Yeah. Would agree. Would agree. All right. Very nice. Well, that concludes our part 2. We will be back on the following Monday to do part 3. So
let's before we wrap, let's pick songs of the
oh
night.
god. Yeah, let's do it.
Oh,
Also, Leah wants to
okay.
know your bias in general at this point.
Bias in general, I feel like Kim Lib's probably my bias right now.
Kimberly
Or
Lippington.
Kimberly
Mhm.
Liberton. Um or Go On, I feel like are my 2 right now. I'll probably put Chu as an honorable mention because she's just got an insane
Just
vocal.
chew.
Cause Chu, yeah. So I would say yeah. So far, that would be it. Jinsoul's like making little chirping noises in my ear, so I'm like maybe part 3.
Okay, I guess I'll give my. I think my bias for LOONA for some time now has been Chu, but it has been less related to the context of LOONA and more related to Chu as an individual.
Yeah,
But it's just
I
translated into
gotcha.
her being the bias.
Fair enough.
So I will say it's still probably Chu. Um, and then like my runners up would be Heju and Eve, I believe.
Ooh, okay, nice.
I
Tradice,
already said cherry.
yeah.
Uh, current bias. Also shouting out Jinsoul and Heju.
Ooh, wow. Okay,
Yeah.
very nice. Leo says my bias is Hey Jude, Cherry, and all.
Yes, all 12 biases in
All
here.
12, yeah. OG 12.
All right,
All
I'm
right,
gonna pick
favorite song.
my three favorite songs of the night.
Yeah.
I'm gonna say,
That's tough.
oh, this is so hard.
This is actually really difficult. Yeah.
It's so hard. Um, Butterfly, So What, Hi in that order,
Ooh, okay. And we also did subunit
with
too.
an honorable mention to Girlfront by Odd Eye Circle.
Ooh, okay.
That's really hard to pick.
That's really difficult. Therese,
Mine
would you
is
like to go
very
next?
similar.
Okay.
I'm gonna say hi, butterfly, and then girlfriend in that order.
Ooh, okay.
With a honorable to the snippet of you and me together that we heard.
Ooh, okay.
Me and Therese on the exact same page is
That's
so
great.
rare.
That is actually
That's
that
never
very rare.
happened in the
That's very
history of
rarely
audio.
happens. You guys are seeing a conversion here. I think for me, ooh, that's tough. I think for the title tracks for LOONA, I'd say Hi, Butterfly, and Number One were my favorites. And
Yeah.
then I think for subunit, I would say Sonatine was my favorite. So
Let's go.
Sonatine.
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 Am I
Please don't take
doing
it
it?
out of
Am I doing
context.
it right, Georgia?
Sonatine.
Yeah, you're doing it right. That's good.
None of us are Italian, so don't kill us. So
I
I
am
am.
Italian. I'm part Italian, but
okay, I'm
I
not.
don't know if it's
Most of
enough.
us
Shit,
are actually Italian.
I'm not.
I don't. I don't know how many generations of New York Italian it goes back, but
I am from New Jersey though, so I feel like I'm a
Can't be that
certified
many.
New
right.
Jersey Italian. You know, I know I'm not Italian, youthful. I'm sorry. Sorry to break it to you. Gabagool, you're right. Oh my god. All
All
right.
right. Well, thanks for
Very cool.
watching part 2 of the Luna dive.
Yeah.
Next Monday, we're gonna do the same thing. We're gonna run it back, part 3. We will be doing more title tracks, more B-sides, and then I think probably make our way into the post Blackberry creative stuff.
Oh.
As you
Let's go.
can maybe see, I don't know if Brandon's showing the document or not.
I will
There.
now.
Okay, well, no big deal. The document ends where we ended today, so I do not have B-sides picked for the next part yet. If you have recommendations for B-sides or anything, you can feel free to let us know in Discord. Join the Discord if you haven't. It's fun. We got cool people in there. Hang out. We
We
talk.
do. We do.
We also usually like plan stuff ahead of time in Discord and like spoil stuff and all that kind of stuff. So Brandon will post the Discord link.
It got removed.
We've been here for too long.
Whoops.
Somebody removed it.
Yeah, so join the Discord, hang out, keep an eye out for our interview with yyxy. Which if you missed the beginning of stream, we went to the Kpop breakout tour on Sunday and we met yyxy, aka Dajong of Pixie, and hung out with them and did an interview and recorded the whole thing. So that is going up on
I get to edit it. Woo.
Yeah, we're doing some editing, all that kind of stuff, but that's going to go up this week. As far as I know, we are not doing a deep dive on Wednesday. We had a little hectic weekend.
Yeah.
Still recovering, and we got a holiday weekend coming up. Some personal stuff going on. Brandon may or may not be streaming on his own, doing whatever. But I think the next planned deep dive for right now will be the next Luna night. Do you want us to recommend B-sides, OT12 B-sides, or even the spin-off group? I guess I'm trying to keep it in chronological release order. So it would be any of the B-sides going forward from where we're at now. And then at the end, I think we will sort of wrap around and circle back to anything.
So 12 o'clock album, and then album. What?
Yes.
I would love to know why the album names are in the special character section of the keyboard. So also add that to your comments.
Yeah, let us know if you give us your best answer. Complete side tangent. I'll let Kaylee know that I finally listened to the Lucy album from Big Salutes. Go check it out. It's fantastic from front to back. It's a wonderful listen. So go show it some love if you haven't. Great K band. We love K bands here. So Complex was fantastic. So go do it up.
Wow.
But yeah. I will most likely be either streaming tomorrow or Thursday potentially. So come hang out for that. I'll keep y'all posted in the Discord. So if there's some subunit B-sides you would like me to check out, that's the perfect time to come recommend it to me. So and for those who are uninitiated, that is where I just do anything free for all. It's mostly the groups we've covered already in the past on YouTube, so keep it to that. But I might be
we still
doing
gatekeep some.
So
we had to close his ears at the Kpop breakout tour because they were doing covers of songs. We were like, not yet,
not yet,
Brandon.
Well, my girlfriend covered my ears for EXO, so I couldn't listen to that one. So worked out. But yeah, we got some more in the tank, so come hang out, and would love to see you in future streams. Thanks to everyone for giving some great fun facts, advice, all that shit. We love you. And yeah, very very stoked. And I don't know what else I have to say. I don't think there's anything else. So if we don't talk to you, have a nice Labor Day weekend if you live in the States.
Yes.
And that's it. We'll see you maybe this week.
Thanks
potentially.
for joining.
Bye, everyone. Thanks for hanging out.
Bye.